Hi, this is Kaizoku Uncharted. We're a couple of siblings of the vast sea of anime. If you think this is the crew for you, set sail with us each week. I'm Jakia.
And Justin. So let's see here. Demon Lord 2099.
Yeah.
That's what we're discussing.
Yes.
So.
I love this show.
Oh, okay. Let's get going then. We got a synopsis?
There's always a synopsis. All right, 500 years ago, the fantasy world of All-Neath was torn apart by a war between magically gifted immortals and mortals armed with magical artifacts. The conflict came to an end when the mortals' hero Graham slayed the demon lord Velvet Belzbolt. In 2099, the world looks a bit different. All-Neath and the technologically advanced Earth have fused into an event known as Fantasian, and the immortals have been hunted down near extinction. And technological implants called Familia allow mortals to now use magic. As the new world slowly recovers, Velto's vassal Machina resurrects him in Shinjuku, in the middle of these devastated lands. However, his magic is severely weakened, and his former ally Marcus has betrayed him. I'm gonna stop there because the rest of it kind of just does this whole thing. But okay. It kind of just basically like lays out the rest of the show.
Oh. Well, isn't that what people read when they read synopsis?
Oh, okay, well, fine. To regain his fame and magical abilities, Velto follows the advice of Takahashi, who's Machina's friend and a professional hacker, to start an unusual career, live streaming. His sharp tongue and comically poor gaming skills quickly secure him followers, but to dominate the world once again, Velto must first uncover Shinjuku's secrets and thwart Marcus's vile plans.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, this synopsis makes it feel like it's all about Marcus, because we soon to find out that it's not. It's really not. So.
But, once again.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I don't read synopsises. When they tell you. Because I was going to say, if I read that synopsis, I would come in thinking, man, this Marcus guy is the villain. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I started watching. That's why one of my notes is Marcus is trash.
He's totally trash.
So I find out that Marcus is the worst.
He is.
Without the synopsis. That's why I think synopsis be giving stuff away sometimes. I like to go in blind.
Look, and you can. That's fine.
I will.
All right. You did. Okay.
All the time. So.
All right.
Mortals versus Immortals. Mm-hmm. How this thing started off.
Okay.
And we find out that after the war had ended in 1599, 500 years later,
okay,
the Demon Lord has been revived.
Yes.
And now the world of All-Neath and Earth has fused, and now, in the year 2099, we have a fusion of industrial and magic tech. This is where we are. So, right at the back, we find out Marcus is trash. In the beginning, could not stand Machina.
Okay.
In the beginning,
Takahashi, this is like a sidebar. This jumps a little bit. Takahashi was right later on, because she was like, you say a lot about nothing.
Oh, well, I don't care about that part.
I'm just saying, that would make a little sense why you can't.
No, but, I couldn't stand her because we're in the new world.
Okay.
And you keep either leaving us or not telling us. Like, knowledge is power.
It is. Okay, that makes sense. That is true. Like, I do think it was dumb that Machina, so we're here in the new world. He doesn't know what's going on. And
we know nothing.
We know nothing. And I feel like that's true. Like, she should have told him, what's going on, because he's like, hey, where's the rest of my vassals? Where's the rest of the support?
Right.
And then she's like, hey, a lot of stuff has changed. She told him stuff like, hey, immortals have been hunted. Like, I lost touch with these people. And he's like, cool, well, what about Marcus? And then she's like, "You thirsty?" He said, "I don't need beverages. Like, I need answers."
You mentioned everyone but Marcus. Where's Marcus?
So of course I'm gonna ask about Marcus, and I was like, that makes sense. And then she does leave him. I said, "Well, why would you leave him?" That was annoying. I was just like, "Well, anything could happen to him." And it did. So much happened.
We got roughed up. Was that one before or after Marcus?
That was after Marcus. So first. Damn. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, because it was after Marcus.
Street Tough.
It was Street Tough. So, like, I mean, we did get to meet Takahashi, but we didn't know that was Takahashi until later.
Right.
And Takahashi is a menace to society, which is fine. And she's like, yeah.
Is she ratchet?
She is. But you know what? She and Vel together are also just ratchet together.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, but no, like, he's like, hey, you know who Marcus is? And she was like, if there's only one Marcus I know that's famous, go there. And he's just like, cool, say less. So he went in that direction.
Yeah, and they were like, we've been expecting you. Like,
and I was like, this is great. I was like, things have turned around because he's right. Because he even asked Makia, he was like, like, I'm glad that you felt the pressure of me being resurrected. Where's everybody else at? So I'm just like, cool, everyone should know that he's being resurrected.
Right.
And he goes without any issues. He was able to get into the building, which I thought was wild. But, yeah, we meet Marcus, we find out that he's trash. And that he basically just, he just beats us up and takes us out. And kicks us, stabs us, and we fall from like a 200, storied building, land in the trash, and then we get roughed up by street toughs. It was rough. It was really rough because, Vel doesn't have his powers or anything because he's just newly resurrected, which makes sense. So I'm just like, at least Marcus knew that, hey, the only way I can defeat this person is when he's first newly resurrected.
Well, now what I initially thought was, I was hoping the whole time that Marcus thought that was enough to kill us. Because he sent us out of a pretty high building.
It was pretty high.
So I was just like, cool. Mm-hmm. Marcus thinks we're dead.
No.
And now we can gain power and pay this dude back tenfold. Right. But that was not the case.
No, it wasn't the case at all. Yeah, and then Makia's, it just took... I was just really annoyed. Like, and she was looking for him. She's like, where is he? I'm just like, well, why would you leave him in the first place?
Yeah, why'd you leave him?
I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. So, but, we get a reality check, and so does Vel about, where he stands. But he also has a good understanding about his powers. He's just like, people don't know me in this world. And he's just like, hey,
I need to fix that.
Yeah, he was like, what do I need to do that? And, and then later on we find out, Machina knows Takahashi, and Takahashi... Actually, I don't even want to give her the credit. I feel like low-key it's the bartender.
Okay.
He's the one who gave us the idea of becoming a live streamer.
Got it.
And this is me jumping a little bit, or just like, because like at the very end, we go back to him, like he's reflected back. So I was like, is he a supporter of the Demon Lord? Did he always know who he was?
Right. I see what you're saying.
So I was just like, so I'm giving him credit for being the one to be like, hey, y'all should do live streaming. And then Takahashi's like,
just because he happened to have a live stream going.
Well, he turned on the TV intentionally. So I think that's what it was. So I'm just like, I'm going to give him props where it's due, okay? But, Takahashi's like, hey, you should do this. And we do. So I think, and he is really bad at gaming. He's really bad. But I guess people like that.
I was curious. Mm-hmm. How was Graham in this era?
I felt bad for Graham.
Okay.
I felt bad for Graham because I knew immediately it was Graham.
Yeah, when I saw him too, I was like, yeah.
I was like...
It's like a rough Graham.
It's just rough Graham. And I felt like Vel was like, wait a minute, that's impossible. What are you doing here?
And then I like that they were you had questions, they gave me the answers.
Absolutely,
they were like, eternal youth. I was like, okay, I got it.
Yes.
Like, this is where we are. And then it's just, some sidebar stuff, Takahashi, since she is a hacker, she deals with some questionable things.
Yes.
So she needed to have a bodyguard, which happened to be that street tough.
Yeah, that roughed us up. But it's okay. We got him back, though.
Well, yes, we did. So
because we had to test out our subscriber.
And I was okay with it. I was like, she did hook up the streaming equipment. So because of that, I was like, I'm down to be her bodyguard. Like, let's do this. We didn't find out even more why Marcus is trash. Yes. Story took a turn. Marcus is powering the city with the life essence of immortals. Yes. And they have basically named them Firewood. Yes. I was like, well, all right. Yeah. Also, like, once again, why are we separated? Maki is home. We're not. Mm-hmm. Like when we go ahead and do a job for Takahashi and we get the stuff, we get an item, mm-hmm. and that item contained the names of immortals. Yes, it was like 15 names. That could be potential Firewood candidates. But Makina's name wasn't on the list. It's true. Mm-hmm. Now, apparently, Maki has done well this entire time. Marcus apparently didn't even know she was still alive. Absolutely. Had no idea she was here. Had no idea. Which she would have been on that list. Mm-hmm. Now, this is why I was mad. I was like, okay. Marcus showed up at Makia's. And it was just immediate go time. Absolutely. She did not hesitate. I was okay with that. But then I was like, so mad. I was like, yo, clearly it's 2v1. I'm like, Marcus gonna have old girl with that sword. Yes. She's a good secretary. She's right. And I was like, yo, clearly Marcus controls familiars. So it's just like, if you have a familiar, you're gonna be at a disadvantage when you fight Marcus. I will say I'm confused as to how she was able to get a familiar, because he even stated when he was talking to Vel, he was like, hey, you're not going to be able to have one at all, because I'm designing it specifically so that immortals or people of higher cannot have one. But I'm just like, she has one. Well, Marcus has one. Well, yeah, but that's Marcus, so he's going to make sure that he can have one. But I'm just saying, like, the way he was telling Vel was like, there's no way possible for you to even have one. So I was just like, is it just specifically the Demon Lord? Does that mean Graham doesn't have one? I'm just like, I was just confused. I thought Graham had one. Oh yeah, that's right. He has an older model. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I figure Maki has an older model. But no, he even said it, like her model is still like one where he's able to control it. Well, he said he's able to control all models because he knew the back doorway. No, I thought he said that they were like the older ones you can't. Because I feel like maybe Takahashi has an older one. I think Graham has like the oldest one. Like, because, like, she has an older version. Mm-hmm. Maybe she wasn't doing no updates. You know, she had went ahead and turned it off. Something. Because old girl, the secretary, tried to take advantage of Graham having a familiar and nothing happened. He was like, this is an older model. Right. Like, but I was just confused. I was like, so she's able to have one. So I was like, okay. But no, it was immediately go time. I thought that was, like, I thought she did a good job. I thought it was lame that Marcus did that, because I was just like, what are we doing? Yeah, he's weak. He's weak, because I was like, that's what weak people do. Yeah, so I'm not impressed by him. I don't like his attacks either. Just basic. I'm just a lot of it, like, when we kind of, like, there was, like, some highs and lows. Like, when we had to ask Graham for help for the team up, I was like, cool. Graham gave us a hard time, which was hilarious. I was like, yo, let's do this. Yes. And then, like, we find out Marcus had already used 3 of his 6 generals as firewood. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if those 2 lovers counts as the 6. I don't think so, because I don't think so, because she said she didn't know where her aides were. Right. And so I was like, the aides aren't a part of his 6. And but the aides weren't the firewood he already used. I don't know. Well, but remember, were his aides are her aides immortal? Because that's what it is. Because moving forward, we meet one of her aides. No, May's not. Yes, it is. No, May's not her May. May is May the Mournful. She's one of the 6.
May's one of the 6. And so, and then even Vel says it later. He was like, hey, he would have bragged, because that's who Marcus is. He would have bragged to be all like, hey, I got May, and because he was bragging about the first person. So I thought he only got one of the 6. I know he got other.
Zeno is the first one.
Right, but I feel like maybe her aides or other people that are immortal that aren't part of the 6 is what he's been using.
Because he used 2 people because they loved each other, and he used them both at the same time after Zeno.
Right.
And they were getting ready to be expired, and that's when they were going to use Machina.
Right.
I did like the banter that took place with Graham, the assistant, and the Demon Lord, because they were like, he had told Graham to like watch out, her skills are on par with Zeno, and then he started laughing. He was like, "Oh, but then this shouldn't be a problem." And then and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what's up." And they threw down for like a good episode or so. I was like, "Yeah, that was good."
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And then they had set it up where clearly she's about to get eliminated because them mobile suits like showed up.
Yeah, the Gundam suits.
So to kill her too. And then it went so downhill. Like, I put it on, I was like, downhill. It was way too much talking between, like, Marcus and the Demon Lord. Like, we're here to save Machina. What's with all this talking? Like, you're trying to do this whole torture scene thing.
I mean, listen, Marcus isn't good at his job.
It was so good.
This was Marcus's moment to tell the Demon Lord, to tell Vel in person, like, hey, I'm trying to be the new Demon Lord. And, Vel's like, hey, I'm going to ask you, like, one more time. There won't be a third time. Like, are you going to join my ranks or not? Because I can forgive all this.
It just seemed like it was too much. Because I was like, even me, I was just like, this take too long. Just go use Marcus as firewood. He an immortal. And then that way we still keep the city alive.
Yes.
And then we figure out a solution.
I mean, I guess my question is, like, how long do they last? Like, how long does this firewood really last for?
Apparently a long time. I just thought the show was kind of bold. Like, because, like, the pacing was kind of ridiculous, too. Because I was like...
got really crazy at the end. I was like, what's happening?
Well, I mean, we were only on, I think this is like episode 9 or 10. And then all of a sudden, I was like, what? A new arc? I was like... like, going to a new city and joining the school to find allies... It's like this is pretty bold at episode 9. Unless this is about to be really rushed. And it kind of was.
It was rushed. It was totally rushed. But then I wonder, I'm like, okay. I was okay with it because I was like, maybe they're setting us up for something else to be like, cool, get this out the way. Because even later, like, Graham never really engaged with her anyway. So I was just like, maybe they're setting us up for something else. Because I was like, they're giving me the vibes it's going to be a 24. And it was not.
Right. It was not that.
And it was not that. So I was just like, okay, well, maybe there's going to be a part 2 or something. But no, like, we get new allies. And,
man, this girl, one eye was gold, one was red.
Immediately, I was just like...
I was like, so she lost the orb. It's her eye.
Yes. I was like, the orb's her eye.
I was like... Ain't no hiding this. Like, what are we doing? Other things I took away, because again, now we get rushed in these 3 episodes. I'm like, I can't stand Mag.
Yeah, and can't stand her. Well, do you think is Mag worse than Marcus?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. She didn't have to do all that.
Now, and I'm also like, so how strong is she really?
I don't think she's strong. I don't think Mag is strong.
I don't know. She might be strong.
I don't think she's strong because
she got them assassins under her.
But she's part of a guild, and so it's like it's not like because they're under her because she's strong. It's like she's just following orders. But then I don't think she's strong. Yes, she did take out the principal, but I'm just like she didn't take out the principal from like strength. It was just like, hey, because we don't even know what type of
she killed that goblin.
Race or whatever they are, because it made it seem like they were like androids in a way. She was like, yeah, I just uploaded my consciousness into this body. And so I was just like, okay, so she's out in the ether somewhere. So I was like, is she going to come back? And then with the goblin, he just let his guard down because he didn't think that, because, him and Trato, the principal, they on the same page. They've been on the same page for a while.
Right.
And so that's why I was just like, okay. But I don't think.
Well, they got May, and they were like, my higher ups like this old model, and I was like, yo, you trash for that.
Yes.
And Hero Graham is training the sword lady, so I'm like, it screams of season 2 because it was just too rushed. I was just like, clearly they shown us another thing we got to worry about.
Yeah.
I just don't like that Mag lady, which is bold. Like one show give me 2 people I really can't stand. Right off the back is like, because I don't think we normally aim for villains like this.
Mm-mm. Well, that's my thing. I think that's my issue with the synopsis because it made it seem like it was all about Marcus,
and for 9 episodes,
yeah, for that.
It was.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was funny how when he went to he was helping Takahashi with the job, and he was like, "Oh, I'm such and such," and then they were just like, "I don't know who you are." He's like, "Huh? I need to step it up. People need to know who I am. I need to get on it." But no, I think that's it made it seem like it was all about Marcus, but no, he was just like a small step because we find out later from Mag that, hey, since you took out Marcus, or when we were at Reynard's house, when we were at her house, and someone got in, which was crazy, she was like, hey, since you took out Marcus, now that means you picked a fight with the guild, so we're coming for you. So I was like, okay, they're building this up for something more with like
they kept showing us the logo of that group.
Yeah, I've seen it too many times, so that's why I'm just like, it's not really about Marcus, and Marcus thought it was. So who knows?
And I guess does that mean this girl gonna have magic powers now? Because remember, her powers, she didn't have any like manner of powers, but now that the orb is gone.
Well, no, the orb is still there. I think the orb is still there. The regalia is still there. She still has all. She's in possession, like. Hizuki she's still in possession of all the regalia because her eye is still that same color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like the crown, it's not like she destroyed the sword or the crown. That's not what happened. She still has everything.
Yeah, this guild's trash.
And
they
then
killed her parents.
Well, no, and two, like I think she's gonna have her powers back because now the goddess is no longer in her.
In the way,
because I
she's
thought
like sleep or something.
Right, she's sleeping. Yeah, so I thought the only reason why her stuff was suppressed because she was the vessel for like the goddess, and now that the goddess is out the way because he took, he put her to sleep.
That's interesting because in most things, because you're a vassal, you're able to tap into their powers.
Right, I mean that's what I would say, but I don't think this time. I don't think so.
This one I'm okay with for season 2.
Yeah,
season 2, please.
Yeah, definitely a season 2. I don't know what happens. I thought the goblin, Kanora's his secretary was great. He was all about.
He was ready to kill her.
He was.
She said the wrong thing.
He was immediately ready. He's like, all right, and he was like, our king's talking. I was
like keep it down.
So no, I think this was like a good show. I definitely recommend it. I hope you get a season 2. I hope you get May back and like the other vassals so that we got a stronghold of like so at least we have 4. I will say I feel like Takahashi is on the road to becoming a vassal. I feel like it's only a matter of time before she goes through the process and becomes a part of like the Demon Lord's army.
I don't know about that.
I think she is. She really is. She's gonna join the dark side, and she's fine with that. I think she's fine with that. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, well, cool. So that's this week's episode of Kaizoku Uncharted.